frauds in Jujutsu Kaisen. Yes, as you can read by the title, my brother, you already know what we talking about. So we don't need no introduction. We don't need nothing. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. So one of the biggest things I see people talk about in the Jujutsu Kaisen universe, realm, community, whatever you got going on, is the frauds of Jujutsu Kaisen. And you know, this community always confuses me because they picked out the people that are basically the top tiers or have the strongest abilities in the verse, and then proceeds to call them frauds when certain things don't always go their way. Like, brother, just because they have a nice technique or they're cool or they're big and strong doesn't mean everything has to go their way. If that was the case, then the story would be boring. Let's do a little bit of thinking what I'm knocking right now. Now, who am I talking about specifically, and who has been mentioned to be a fraud in the JJK realm? Well, for one, we got Naoya Zenin. Yeah, that misogynistic man with goddamn projection sorcery. But hold on though, why are people calling him a fraud? You may be wondering. Yes, he had a fight with Choso in a recent season 3. Season 3. Yeah, oh yeah, season 3. I thought I said episode 3, my bad. Yeah, season 3, episode, I think it was like fucking 2 or 1, or whichever one. So in that episode, we see Naoya Zenin straight up beating Choso. He was beating the dog water out of Choso. Choso was looking sad at that moment. He cannot keep up with my boy Naoya's technique. Because, bro, projection sorcery is so broken. Because in that verse, it is hard to keep up with someone who can move in frames. So it's not like he has in between frames. No, nigga. Look, listen. If he says, bro, I'm moving at 10 frames a second, he has to follow the 10 frame a second rule. So he'll actually move 10 frames in a second. So what happens to those in-betweens that he gets to those points? I have no clue. From all we know, they don't exist. He just moves from point A, B, C, D, E, F, G until he gets to you and beats your ass. And he can also put this onto you, so you have to move a certain way. And if you don't abide by those rules, guess what happens to you? You get stuck in one frame and you can't do nothing, and he can land a free hit off on you. So boom, this whole fight with Choso, now you're straight putting the beast on this nigga. Ooh, curse today. Ooh, curse today. Straight beating this man up that they made memes and gifs and all this other shit about it. They made so much things about Naoya beating up Choso. But the community turns around and calls Naoya Zenin a fraud, even though he was putting that work on Choso. How does that even make sense? And let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, brother. Why did they start calling him a fraud? Well, yes, we saw him get beat up Choso, but Choso ended up doing something that was unexpected, because you got to remember, Naoya Zenin doesn't know that Choso was a cursed, death, pain, and wound, whatever the hell Choso is. He didn't know anything going on around Choso. So to have him fight against Choso, and then Choso pulls out blood that he is not able to, he pulls out blood that it should not be able to be in his own body. Because normally if you have a blood manipulator, they have to manipulate their own blood. But since Choso is like a cursed spirit type of thing inhabiting a body, his cursed energy is transferred into blood. So he can make up blood with cursed energy. So he can use more blood than the actual alive regular human sorcerer that uses blood manipulation. So when Naoya gets put on the ground because Choso summons a whole ocean of blood and then chases Naoya Zenin down and poisons the nigga and has him on his knees, people calling him a fraud. You can't do that, bruh. Okay, I get it. He lost. Yes. Okay, cool. That's fine. He would have died too if it wasn't for Yuta. But look, my brother. Look into my eyes right now. Naoya Zenin, if he had a cursed sword, nigga, if he had a cursed energy infused fucking tool, anything of that nature, Choso would have been out of here. And you know what's even more crazy? I don't even think Naoya was using cursed energy behind his punches to do damage to Choso. So all those hits that Naoya was doing to Choso really wasn't shit. It was nothing. If he was really putting some cursed energy behind the things that he was doing, Naoya would have had a way better chance to actually beat Choso at that point. But hold on. Let me remind you. because Naoya Zenin didn't know what the hell Choso was and was low-key figuring it out through all the crazy blood manipulation bullshit he was putting out his ass, he gets called a fraud for not knowing. Now let's talk about someone that doesn't even deserve to have this a label put upon him in any realm. And some arguments with Naoya, you can make an argument. Well, he was this and he has the strongest technique and he can't lose. But you can say all of that, cool. But this person should not be on this fraud list at all. And I get it, everyone just puts in the agenda now and having fun, but I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna bring y'all back to reality. You got people calling Big Yuta a fraud. Now, I get it. Some of you may not like the character Yuta. I have my gripes with Yuta, but most of the time he's solid. He's cool. He's all right. When he pops up, he's solid. But not only to mention this, bro. Out of the main cast, aside from I can't even speak no more. Aside from Gojo, Yuta is stronger than everyone else in the main cast on the good side. Just let that sink in. Let that sink in. Well, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Most of the people started getting stuff in the manga nowadays, but when this first started to come out of Yuta being a fraud, it's mainly from people who watch the anime. Look at this, look at this, look at this. So when the anime came out and we had Yuji versus Yuta, right? We seen Yuta boxing up Yuji, not really trying too much, just kind of, you know, well, it's not that he's not trying, it's just that he's trying to get this over with, but not really do too much damage or really hurt Yuji. We know what his main goal is at the end of the day. So does Yuta have a tough time putting down Yuji for a moment? I would say yes. Tough time in quotation marks. Let's remember this. Tough time. It's just a little harder than what he was expecting. So we gotta give props to Yuji on that one, because his whole thing, Yuta's whole thing was, I'm going to just stab this nigga and revive him at the same time. So of course he wants to get that off as quick as possible so he can get this whole shenanigans over. And of course Yuji was able to delay that, but Yuta was not going all out, obvious. But we had people in the community of the Jujutsu Kaisen realm saying that Yuta was a fraud because he the best since JoJo. They think just because he's the second strongest or underneath Gojo in any terms of realms, that he is supposed to just one hit Yuji and then let that be the end of the day. Like, I get it, but at the same time, you gotta realize what Yuta's true ambitions and true goal and what he's actually trying to do in this fucking fight. It's not actually, oh, I'm here to have a great fight with Yuji and beat him up and demolish him and kill him for sure 100%. No, he just wanted to get that little thing off in the most easiest way, like the most unharmful way, the most guaranteed way I can revive this nigga. Oh, let me just try to get a straight shot at his heart and stab him and do this. If he cut off the nigga head like he did with Kanjaku, it will already be over. Okay, yes, cool. We get that. But another thing people say he's a fraud for is because Eureka had to come out and grab Yuji to keep that nigga still because the nigga moved around too much. Like, bro, look. Yes, we have to keep Yuji still. Not because we needed Rika to come out and do this. Bro, that is precise shot that Yuta wanted to make sure to get right. If I have to keep stabbing you to get your heart to make sure I can revive you afterwards, nigga, what is the point? You're going to die for sure now. So Rika coming out is not a downgrade for Yuta saying, oh, you needed that. He really didn't need it. It just kind of helps to keep the nigga still so you can just, oh, okay, I have a straight shot. Let me poke in your heart. And I don't have to worry about actually killing you because I know I have better control when you're just standing fucking still. So let's recap. Okay, look, we got Yuta being called a fraud because he didn't just automatically slap Yuji and kill him or whatever the hell. And then we got Yuta being called a fraud because Rika came out. What else are people calling Yuta a fraud for? People are calling Yuta a fraud because he came and slapped Choso and knocked him out. So the thing they wanted to happen to Yuji, it happens to Choso, and he's still being called a fraud. Make it make sense at this point.'t your struggle, pick your whatever you want, pick it. I need you to choose a lane and stick in that lane. But it's not the fact that he came in and one shot at Choso. It's the fact that Yuta basically came from behind and then hit him in the head and knocked him out. Okay, yes. Oh, it's a pussy move to come from behind. Bro, we're not thinking about being a pussy or being this in Jujutsu Kaisen, bro. It's whatever happens, bro. It's literally just whatever happens. They don't have rules of, oh, I'm gonna hold my honor in the face everyone. No, bro. He was just like, okay, I got the mission done. So sit your ass down. And then now, you want me to heal you so you can go back and tell everyone this nigga dead. Like, bro, the goal was already completed. What do we need to, oh, I need to have a 1v1 with Choso now. No, you don't. And there's a bunch of more people in this universe being called a fraud, but I think I can go over that in some more other videos, specifically Megami. Okay, I'm gonna have to defend my boy a little bit in another video. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. Another day when we have time. But other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and end it off on this. I saved my boy Naoya and I saved my boy Yuta. Okay, now let this video be a testament to their fraudism being declined.